We're on.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Comic Core Unlimited, the Wednesday night show that makes the Friday night show seem so much closer at hand. We are here with you as usual on the Wednesday night show. We have myself, I'm John's Comics with Kids, and our host running the show for us is Mr. JD Comics.
Hey, everybody. Good to see everybody. Thank you for joining us.
And then our other homie to his left there, we've got Israel, Mr. Comic Spectre. How we doing?
Great, man. Pleasure to be here.
And finishing off the crew, it looks like we can see him in full glory from start to finish this week. Jason at Misexplained. How we doing, man?
Hey, what's up, man? Glad to not be the ghost from beyond, you know?
We're only fitting one Spectre into this show.
Yeah. only got room for one.
Well, everybody, sorry we're running a little bit late. We're very excited to chat with you tonight. We have some very exciting C2E2 to chat about because these guys, I think almost all of the crew here are going to C2E2 but me, and they're going to definitely roll out some of that information for us. We got fun talk about Marvel and some of the big news that's been happening over there. Before we get into all of that, we're going to run through what are we reading lately. And Jason, what have you been reading?
Man, read a lot today. Try to go down the list here. I'd say my book of the week would probably go to Criminal, issue number 3. That was amazing. It ended up the little 2-part story. And it showed, who really has his collection at the end.
No spoilers.
No spoilers, man. It was so cool. So awesome. My other pick of the week would probably be American Carnage number 5. Things are really heating up. The drama's getting good. And we'll see what's going to happen, with that coming on next. Justice League was awesome. It kind of shows the brighter side of this fifth dimension, versions of themselves from the future. And seeing everything seems okay, but, we're kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop, which I think is going to be next issue. Batman, I thought it was a huge filler from Tom King. It was really cheesy. I just really hated the ending. I just didn't like.
Are you talking about this week's issue? This one?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I haven't read anything.
Oh boy, wait to see the. It's like a long joke, pretty much. But yeah, I don't know.
I keep threatening to drop that title, but I never get around to it.
I know, me either. That's how I feel also about Superman and Action Comics. It's like I got to read them even though I hate what's going on.
Dropped them.
Just I love the characters so much. I got to keep in the know. I got to know what's happening. But let's see what else. Avengers 17. It was okay. I'm not really digging all this vampire stuff. I like seeing Blade again and having him be an Avenger, but as for the whole entire drama and stuff going on, I'm not really feeling it. The Red Widow, she's kind of cool, but I mean, I don't know. She doesn't really interest me that much either. Avengers No Road Home was awesome. I love No Road Home. Continues to be amazing. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was awesome. Immortal Hulk was amazing.
Which cover for the Immortal Hulk did you end up with?
Just the digital. So
the digital. Sorry,
Yeah, Thor was great. Thor was awesome. Last Thor issue was, more on the dad. This one was more on the mom, and it kind of goes into, almost like a prequel before War of the Realms. So it's still building up. It's almost there. Next week, I think, is when we get it. Uncanny X-Men was okay. Venom was pretty good. I really liked it. Venom, and also Wolverine Infinity Watch number 2 was a lot more comedic and jovial than I thought it would be, but I'm still enjoying that story. And it's only a 5-parter series, so
you read all that today?
Yeah, man. Yeah, did a lot of reading. Yeah, it's funny because I worked half a day as well, so took a half day, came home, took like a 2-hour nap. I'm like, all right, let's do this. Let's just get to reading. And then I also came home to like a huge thing of mail. So I got my die first printings of from Discovery Bay, from the Comic Core auction. I got a bunch of eBay purchases, mostly of stuff with Batman holding guns, which I love. So there's World's Finest. He's
pre-Grim Knight.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah.
You boys dig them.
Yeah, making them dig their own graves. It's pretty awesome. And he's about to shoot Superman here. This one's pretty sweet.
It is pretty nice.
Yeah, dude. And this one, he's going to commit suicide. He has a suicide note.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, dude,
That's pretty dark.
awesome. Yeah, this one he's like shooting a girl in the back.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and then this
That
one
man was savage.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot more too, but I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's just what I've been collecting, and
When you said with a gun, I was thinking of like, was it Batman Year 2 when he's got the pistol?
I got those. Yeah, I got all those. Yeah,
That's
and
good.
then this one too was a Jim Lee cover, which is
Right.
really awesome. But like the color edition, the final version of that is like a super like I think 1 in 500 or something like that, and it's just ridiculous amount like to buy on eBay. It's like $300 or something. So I'll probably never get that. But so I think I have all the Batman covers with Batman holding a gun, except for like 2 or 3 early like 1930 issues. But yeah, that's what I've been reading. That's what I've been doing. How about you guys? What do you guys read today?
Well, let me just run through the chat here real quick. We have Perry Comics riding out the gate. Brandon Stawinski, the great legend, always supporting us. Thank you very much, sir. C. Wood jumped in. TJ the Slab Dragon, of course. Gorilla Grodd. I see ourselves all in here saying hello. Jack Yo. Chad from 90 Miles from Comics. Drew Manchu. Mastodon. Count Von Strange. Uncanny Kyle Waka. JP Budget Collecting, Comic Core Chad. So now we got double Comic Cores going on in here. And Kachung, Brett Hess Art, Bake the Snake, and RJ Taylor. Thank you, everybody, for coming by and supporting us. Let's jump over to Israel Comic Spectre. What have you been reading, man?
Well, I've been a little slow on reading, but I've been trying to catch up. I read Punisher issue number 9, and I've actually really been enjoying the Punisher. It started out kind of ho hum with issue 1, but it's gradually been picking up speed, and it kind of reminds me of back in like the early '90s storyline of like Captain America and whatnot. You got like Baron Zemo, and but the Punisher is just an absolute savage in like almost every single issue, man. It just blows me away. He's just so ruthless, and he's just like, yeah, whatever. Now this is happening.
But isn't that what you want from a good Punisher comic, right?
Yes, exactly. And that's why I'm like, man, these are so good.
Dude, it's so good.
Oh
was
my
that,
god.
Was the one that got hung?
Yes, this is it.
Was that Chameleon though? Like,
I think so.
I think it was. I think they killed Chameleon.
It was pretty brutal. I was just like,
that was
dang,
awesome.
Man. Whew. And then I read Justice League Dark issue number 9. This is pretty good too. I've been enjoying the Justice League Dark altogether. Man, it's so cool to see Dr. Fate and the rest of that crew turn. They're more or less like going their own way, and like they think that they're better than everybody else, but at the same time, it's like now they become evil. They're trying to just take over everything. It's pretty wild.
I love that issue so much. Like, I love Justice League Dark in general a lot, but I'm wondering, do you think they're gonna pull like a Voltron and like form into one giant like gold-plated being?
Oh my gosh, it'd be pretty wicked. Definitely. I did read the Grim Knight issue 1, and
how was that?
Awesome.
It is. It's really good. The alternate universe take on Batman for this specific character was phenomenal. What happens to him and the repercussions throughout, and it just the entire timeline, how it's affected in his universe is just great. Like his relationship with Gordon is just completely different. It's pretty wild, and then how that affects the current continuity is interesting too, because it's like through the book, he's like leading someone through like tunnels and stuff, and I was kind of like, who is this guy and where's he taking him? And then near the end of the book, I was like, oh snap! It was so cool, and the Batman who laughs shows up right at the end. Is like, oh no, you're not going to do that to him. I've got other plans for him. I was like, oh shoot! Pretty wild.
I liked how Gordon was like, I don't understand you, like why you exist. Like I understand the other Dark Knights and like their combination of like, Superman and like Doomsday, Flash, different versions. It's like I understand all those, but I don't get you, like why all the guns? And I thought that was so awesome because he doesn't know that Batman's Bruce Wayne. It's just kind of a little like, turn that I never really thought of about. So I thought that was really cool.
And then the other night, we were having a discussion, and I actually started rereading Crisis on Infinite Earths. I got the trade.
Yeah,
so
I need to
was like,
reread that one.
I just put a big old stack of those into a guy's short box to get signed.
I don't have any of the originals.
Not me, but I know.
So
if you want them, I'm doing them we're doing them for $5 a piece at one of the booths. So.
Oh, okay.
Stack, yeah.
But, just started reading this, and I know it's a really good read. I remember reading it back ages ago when I was a teenager is when I first read the majority of it, and it blew me away. Just the complexity of the whole like omniverse. It was crazy, and even now it's a spectacular read. So that's what I've been reading.
I got mine. I think mine's signed by Wolfman.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, wow.
Marv Wolfman, he'll be
Yeah.
there too. That's why this is a double sign because most of the covers of George.
Yeah,
I think
definitely bringing it.
I think 1 through 9 are George Perez. I think there's one more that might be Arthur Adams.
Yeah, I got them all, but I'll probably just pick my first one.
I read that storyline, that trade once. The first time I read it, I was like, I clearly do not know enough DC to really wrap my head around this.
Yeah,
I will say every time I've read it, I've enjoyed it more and understood it more. But it's for a DC novice, it demands a lot.
Yeah, it does.
But I mean, again, those are the kind of books I like. I like books that don't treat you like you're an idiot, that really don't talk down to you, right? JD, what have you been reading? Oh, sorry.
Well, of the modern books, I'm picking up Criminal 3, Venom 11 or Venom 12, the most recent Venom, Mortal Hulk. I have to go pick that up. They even told me that. But I some of the auctions I won this past couple of times, I've been kind of opened up the books. The Spawn Violator series, I'm on 2 and 3 right now of the 3-part series. Just cool short little arc. But I went back and I was going through my Doctor Strange stuff, and the Marvel premiere runs, the Barry Windsor Smith covers and everything else. This is now my favorite story arc in all Doctor Strange. It's ridiculously good.
How many issues would you count as that story arc?
1.
Oh, just the one, because I have that issue. I've never opened my copy.
If you read this issue,
I was going to read it on Marvel Unlimited.
Storyline. This is how the world. I think this is. I think the bar is set real high on this, and I'm really good. Some of the other ones were really good too. I don't have 4. That's the only one of all the Marvel premieres I don't have as 4, and for some reason I will get it while I'm at C2E2. But I was just rebagging and boarding everything with my new Mylars, Gerbers. Thank you very much. I got some of those. So it's been a long time since I started reading all the Doctors. I got through the Strange Tales, and I was reading online because these get to be expensive. The second Doctor Strange run, I only need a few of these left to complete that run. They're actually 15-issue sets, 15-issue series, and an 11-issue series. So they're kind of cool before you get to the 1974 run with the Silver Dagger, I guess is the most.
Is that second set the one when he wears like the mask at some point, like the black shroud?
Yeah, he gets the new costume, which was not a big fan favorite, and I think it's 177 is the new costume. I'm missing that one, but it plays an important role because it ends up. This is the last one of the issue, but this issue picks up not right where this one starts here. This continues in Submariner 22 and Hulk 126. So it actually, and then that leads into 2 years later, the Defenders. So.
Kachung says he's got a bunch of those, so maybe check with him. He loves that run.
Kachung, the Marvel premiere from the 20 centers, yeah. My goal is to get up to 25 cent Doctor Strange, not including the Strange Tales, because I'm only going to collect. I only have like 5 or 6 Strange Tales with the Doctor Strange stories in them that I'm looking for. I'm not going to. That's one I don't need everyone because some of the Nick Fury stuff I didn't like as much. In there, I like my Nick Fury is the one when he got his own, the Sergeant Fury and the Howling Commandos, and much later on before he got to Shield. That's just my own opinion. But these Barry Windsor Smith, this is just ridiculous. And I was doing it because C2E2 coming up, I plan on getting some stuff done by one of my favorite Doctor Strange artists who does a lot of modern stuff, but he'll be there, and he did some stuff in the 80s too. So We'll get into that. What else? This is.
I wanted to say out too, as far as
Another one reading.
Crisis on Infinite Earths, Mastodon says that's one of his all-time favorite reads, and that he wants to read it again as well.
Very cool. But yeah, I mean, Kachong, yeah, I mean, these are great. I'm not going to sell these short as being, these are cheap. You can get these pretty much. I mean, they're not cheap because, if I find them in a dollar bin, congratulations. But I kind of get these in, I want all of these to be at least very fine or higher. And I pretty much have that down right now. These I want fine or higher or fine plus or higher. They're a little bit harder to keep. They're a little older, not terribly older, but yeah, I go from 12 centers to 25 centers. And you just get the new origin story. And this is where he actually becomes the Sorcerer Supreme, is this issue. So
I love that cover.
It's not, its continuity is amazing that they were able to broaden all these different years. And then all of a sudden it goes to the Silver Dagger series. But this cover is such an underrated gore. I love the yellow. I do love these not photo, but the the
bigger title above the top.
Yeah, and I think this is an underrated run, so I'm just going to recommend anybody for that. These are all Frank Bruner. Frank Bruner started doing some covers with number 12.
And once I saw the Doctor Strange movie, I started looking for stories that people said were iconic Strange
this
stories.
Is probably the. I mean,
that was the top of the list of that I saw.
This
and I
is ridiculously good. Yeah, I did not remember reading this one, but this one kind of set the bar. To where, because I was always like, oh, Ditko drew him best. And then, everything else after Ditko was Steranko. I was like, it's okay, but there's no Ditko. Then Ditko did come back to do a little bit of these, but I know he doesn't like this costume. But the costume fades out right after this. This is the last one.
Oh,
C2E2 newsstand.
That's what I've been reading. So I think that's good. Just sharing some stuff here. So.
Oh, awesome.
C2E2, it's good to see you, brother. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Comic Spectre's
we
like,
cannot hear C2E2. I hope he can hear us, C2E2.
I hear him.
Uh-oh. I hear him.
I hear him.
That's weird. Wow.
Hi, John.
I can hear all you guys, but I can't hear C2E2. Can anybody in the chat hear C2E2? Hopefully. That's weird. Just me.
It happens sometimes.
I'll leave and come back.
Bye.
Oh.
Mastodon said he hears him.
Mastodon heard him. Okay, weird. So it's me. It's clearly my issue.
All right. Hopefully this works.
So we brought in a guy from the Comic Core B team. I mean, the Friday crew. The Friday crew to. He's going to be at C2E2 along with the other ones here, except for John, who can't hear us anyway.
I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay. You can't hear Carson. Carson, can we hear you? Well, his mic's off right now, so there we go.
Hello?
Hey.
Is that better? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so John Jameson.
It's selective hearing. Yeah, I don't want to hear him.
I was getting ready to write things on this to hang up, like something about this stuff doesn't happen on the A show.
Oh.
But anyway, what's going on, guys?
How we doing?
Pretty good. Just got home from work not too long ago, so I haven't read too much yet. So I guess my highlight was this is the only thing I read. I found the
I want that
Swamp Thing #2, giant size from Walmart. It's not too bad, but I really like this because it collects Animal Man and Swamp Thing from the New 52 run. So that's nice. I guess I could show some older stuff since you guys.
I just saw something I like very much on there.
Yeah, you guys were talking about Crisis without me, but hey, thumbs up. That's my favorite story of all time. Just gotta say.
You pulling out number 5?
Yeah, I just got these beauties in the mail. I got to put them in some Mylar. I was going to do that tonight too. So here's Swamp Thing #5. Very nice copy of it too.
Just pulled mine out. Just
nice. So I got these for about like $5 or $6 on eBay shipped. So I thought they were nice for the price. And then there's issue 6.
Yeah.
And then actually, good, it did come. Issue #4.
That's one I'd really like.
Those look real clean too.
I know. I was very happy with it. So they shipped in like a just like a what was it? A laminator seal box. It like wasn't even an actual mailing box, and this was the protection. So thank goodness they're in great shape. So, and then my highlights from eBay over the last couple of weeks. I guess I'll show these off too while we're showing books. I got Aquaman 42.
That's tight.
Yeah, and then I got 35 as well. So the first and second Black Manta. So these
what's the What's the artist again on that first one?
They're both Nick Cardy.
That's Nick Cardy. Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah, I recognize that angle. He always has those dramatic angles.
Yeah, so
Cardy,
you could tell
he's so good.
He
That's
got
awesome.
so much better. Yeah, I love this one.
I want that so bad. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I got to get this cover. I'm like, wait a minute, this one's the first appearance of Black Manta. So I'm like, cool. And I guess it's in a lot of books, so I still got to sort out and bag the other, because I just got my Mylars in the mail today too. So yeah.
Oh boy.
Those e-Gervers.
Well, it's good to actually be able to hear you now, Seawood. So that's nice. I don't know what's going on my end.
There you go. This one's for Legend. Got my mileage 2 in the mail today.
Are you rocking?
What I was doing. I got mine in the mail. And I just went through all those Doctor Stranges saying these look too nice.
Yeah, I was seeing that. I bought that issue last year at C2E2 actually from a vendor. So
I'm hoping just to finish the run.
Doc Strange.
Gotta get a few others.
I may be missing one issue from that run. I gotta look it up and remember.
4 is the only one I'm missing, and I have 2 14s.
I think I have 2 14s too.
Yeah, I don't know. I think everybody had 14s.
Yeah.
Cool date stamp on mine. I like that date stamp.
Yep, I have that cover. Yeah, it took me forever to get issue 2 of the Bruner run. I just got that a few weeks ago. Actually, it took me.
Of the Silver Dagger beginning. Yeah. I don't have many of those because my Doctor Strange was always the Strange Tales to the 169 to 183 to the Marvel premieres, and I've just been rereading them, and now I'm kind of into the Doctor Strange later on ones. So, but I tell you what, we're gonna have a good time looking at some Doctor Strange this weekend.
Oh yeah,
there's one book I'm going after, and it's 169. It's one of my 6 books that I have that one of them I want to walk away with.
Yeah, I got a copy of that too, but it's kind of a beater, so I could use an upgrade, but I got mine. I'm just happy to have it.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, for me, the only things I've been reading, I watched Seawood do that great breakdown with Thanatos, and with Boy Who Had 7, they're talking about their Green Lantern. So I had to bust out my trades.
Nice.
Back through my No Fear. I wanted Hal Jordan, my Revenge of the Green Lanterns. So I've been reading and kind of trying to remind myself of everything, because my turn in the queue is coming up here soon. And other than that, I Die issue 4 was easily the best book I've read this month. It's just the best in that run. And I even snagged one of the second printings today. They have 4th printings of issue 1 that dropped today. That cannot be praised enough in my book.
Yeah, all those second printings.
So
they're
we're going to jump over to JD. He's going to run us through some things we've noticed, news that Marvel has been dropping, important things going on, and how that might affect books maybe that you already own or books that you're thinking about getting. So we're sort of doing a Marvel market watch here with JD.
Right. Well, I kind of wanted to talk about the trailer, the new Endgame trailer. Everybody says, well, that's the first Kate Bishop. Just to reiterate, Kate Bishop is not his daughter. And in the comics, Kate Bishop is a completely different, with Pizza Dog and everything. And that is in the new Avengers. And I still think it's a good pickup, but I've seen a lot of price spikes on that. Just be cautious. If her name isn't Kate Bishop, might be his daughter, who isn't named Kate. Then also along in the trailer, there's rumors that Richard Rider or Nova is going to be in there. There's no confirmation of this stuff. And there's another book, an indie book that's not Marvel related, but I want to say it's something Bird that came out. People are buying these things up. A lot of that we're just telling, on the CGC side, there's a lot of people saying it's getting out of hand, how a book is coming out, and people are just saying, oh, it's hitting. There's so much hype on books for no reason. But at the same point in time, the new Avengers run is a good run. You could read it anyway. So, I wouldn't go out and spend a lot of money on any of them. If you want to, go ahead. But I
bought a set of the new Avengers, and it didn't set me back too bad.
Right.
I just bought it because it was really good to read. And I bought this because, like always, if Alex says to buy it, it's good.
It's very good. I've heard people say nothing great things about Little Bird. But some people saying that they're going for $15 to $20 on eBay. That's like 2 or 3. A lot of them are going for $3 or $4, and I could still see it in shops. So.
I saw it on my shelf in my shop today, a week later.
Yeah. So
I just bought it for price.
Yeah, I wouldn't bounce around because people are like, that's it kind of, I expected to see it on some hot list, some eventually, but I don't think it really is. The other thing about Marvel is I went back to the Captain Marvel movie. Now I kind of think the Skrulls are coming back as bad guys again.
Oh, sure. I don't think that we're ever going to see the end of that like that.
Right, and I do think you have to look at some of the Skrulls, the Giant Skrull or the King Skrull. Those are pretty popular right now, but it's also with the market watch. There's a lot of hype about Avengers Endgame, where it's affecting a lot of books. Now, not talking about Venom books or anything else that can be related into hype, but the Kate Bishop thing took me by surprise. When people are like, "Oh, that's Kate Bishop," I'm like, why is anybody calling it's not his daughter? In the comics, Hawkeye's married to Mockingbird. I mean,
well, and it did feel a little bit like the Hydro Man thing from the Spider-Man trailer that we saw earlier, where people were saying, "Oh, it's Hydro Man." That book spiked, and then people started realizing, well, it could just as easily be Mysterio playing a prank in some way,
which is a actual story arc of that Mysterio does. You're right,
exactly. So in that case, you know, to run out and buy it when it's already inflated is obviously going to be doing more harm than good.
Right, and the Professor Hulk 377. I mean, buyer beware, but it's a great book anyway. It's a great cover, Dave Keown. Do whatever you want. I don't see that book spiking. There were probably 4 million, 3 million, or 2 million of those books. That's a very popular time. Like 418, First Talos, everybody. It's a great read anyway. I mean, all that stuff is very, very good. But I think when I want to talk about slight speculation is I say I'm more reservist to saying I'm waiting to see the movie. And if somebody's in there, you know, I always used to say buy in the rumors, sell on the trailer for a reason. Because if I was to sell modern books, like, oh, this one's gonna appear, and it doesn't appear, then you kind of like, let's not mislead. And the same thing, I've spoke to a bunch of dealers that I expect to see this weekend in C2E2, a lot of Kate Bishop stuff out there, and I can tell you, it just doesn't make sense. Now, I'm not saying that she won't be the next Hawkeye, like Kate Bishop became, and Hawkeye trains her, but that could just be a moment. That scene, and this is a guess, could be the moment the snap happens, right? If you think about it, that would be the most iconic thing is we see that and he gets all excited and all of a sudden high five and then dust.
Yeah, my guess is that's the way the movie starts. You know how some Marvel movies, they show like the intro, then they have like the big 10 years of Marvel thing, then the movie actually starts. I would start it, you know, you have that Hawkeye shooting bow and arrow with his daughter, because he still has his regular hair too. He doesn't have like the crazy mohawk haircut yet.
Yeah,
and then
you just know she's getting dusted. Yeah,
and then you see him just lose his mind, like kind of like Ultimate Hawkeye and Ultimates 2 and 3, where his whole family gets killed and he starts wearing a mask and going crazy. We're probably going to get something closer to that Hawkeye, in my opinion. So I think that's the way Avengers Endgame is going to start.
Right. And I don't think you're going to get multiple villains in movies. I think that's what Marvel's been avoiding. I mean, that's the thing when they said, oh, it could be Hydro Man and Mysterio and this, they're going to do the Sinister. That would be an entire on its own situation. You know what I mean? That's where I think when people are like, oh, they're going to have this villain, there'd be another villain in Endgame. There could be. But then one of the villains isn't going to be the villain because Marvel MCU has been very particular with one villain, one hero, one death, you know, or one guy wiping out or whatever. Because if you go through all the MCU and including the Sony Spider-Man, it's just Vulture. You know, it was just Whiplash. It was, you know, whoever, you know, I guess you could say that Hammer was a villain too.
No, I think sometimes they'll have somebody pulling the strings and such, but like I do agree that I think they've been successful with the one villain system. What about I mean, Marvel has also been announcing a lot of TV series. You have the Falcon Winter Soldier, you got the Vision Scarlet Witch, you got the What If animated series, and I think there's another one I always keep forgetting. Loki. I don't know why I keep forgetting. Your guy. It's your guy, JD. Right. That's why I always forget what I'm talking about.
Loki, what I'm obviously most interested in. But I'm waiting to see what they're going to do because Loki doesn't really have his own story arc other than Siege and a few other things and young Loki and stuff like that. But I think that's going to be on the cuff. I expect something. One of the Marvel news I want to bring out was Donny Cates, you know, is doing Silver Surfer Black coming out. That was announced. So there's speculation on Silver Surfer definitely in the MCU like never before. This time there's proof and there's stuff. I would say I don't know if it's going to be this quickly. And just to let you know, the deal with Fox is official this morning at 8 a.m. So 8 a.m. my time, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Became official that it's all over.
It gives them some time to put in post credits.
I was wondering about this. Like, I went out early on and I snagged some of those really not very expensive. At least they shouldn't still be appearances of Winter Soldier as Captain America, Falcon as Captain America, and a lot of people are trying to guess which one of them might take over for Evans at what point. Is it possible this TV series could be centered around the idea of both of them doing it?
Bucky's captain for a brief month. And Falcon did it for the seat, but it could be. I mean, that might be a good thing where they both share the mantle.
What do you guys think, Spectre?
Or Captain Corps. I mean, there was a small little thing called Captain America Corps, which could be. It's not as cool as Comic Corps, but.
I think that with how popular
Winter Soldier. Spectre. Is he still talking?
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I think with how popular
it's just me.
The movie Winter Soldier was, I think that they might have him be, if we're talking about like the actual continuity of the movies, that he would be the likely handpicked one. Like his character, I feel, is a bit stronger for the movies, and just the actor's performance was phenomenal. So I think he would be the top pick for it anyways.
Good call. I mean, there's that. I would be fine with either one. I do like Bucky's story better because it was written by Ed Brubaker. So
same
with you. That's my thing. I like Ed Brubaker.
Yeah, I feel like same. I feel like the Captain America Falcon story TV show is probably going to be like a battle for the mantle of who's going to be the next Captain America. But that's just like, I want
to know who Tony hands the shield to.
Yeah, right.
That's my theory. Is Tony's going to hand the shield to? You've earned it now, and then it would make more emotion if it was Bucky.
The feels, yes,
yeah. It would. You killed my parents, but we're even now.
Yeah, I think in terms of the MCU, for me, it's got to be Falcon. I think Anthony Mackie's the better actor and can carry his own movie better than Sebastian Stan. That being said, I wouldn't mind seeing like if they're going to do like a series or something, like they'd be a good like combo basically. Like if Winter Soldier stays Winter Soldier, and Falcon becomes Captain America, so they just call it like Captain America, the Winter Soldier, basically, kind of like they did the first time. But right. I think that the chemistry those two have had in their scenes, especially in the Captain America movies, I think they could just have a good like co-star movie.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the like testing ground for those kind of things. They get to do the streaming series and then use that as a, hey, is there an audience for this? Where can we go with this?
When I saw the Captain Marvel movie, there's not one time she's referred to as Captain Marvel. Not once. She's Veers and then Carol. She's never mentioned as Captain Marvel. I think that's deliberate. My personal opinion.
RJ Taylor.
You got to earn the name.
Brings up, RJ Taylor in the chat brings up, how about Shuri or
all right, we're gonna break
and
off of that little spec chat there. We're gonna jump over to Israel. He wanted to discuss C2E2. We brought Seawood in here so that we could have a little discussion of what's going on C2E2. What can we expect, and then maybe what these guys are looking for, what they're hoping to get done here. So, Spectre, what do you want to start with there?
Well, it's gonna be my first time going to a Comic-Con, and I'm just, I'm so excited. I honestly don't know if I'm gonna be able to sleep tonight, just because I'm just so pumped about it. Like I got to drive like 6 hours to get there, but how I'm feeling right now, I don't know if there's gonna be any sleep. We'll see what happens, but to stay on track with it. For myself, there's so much to do. In going, I'm going with a great group of people. Pretty much the entire Comic Corps is going to be there. So I feel that my personal thing is just to be there with the people. There's going to be so much to take in and so much to do. I know that there's some booths that I want to visit specifically, and there might be some panels that I'll go to. But I feel like that that I'm probably going to be piggybacking off of.
Who is this guy?
Who do we have here?
Glasses. What in
Hey,
the
what's
world?
going on, guys?
Oh, snap.
Damn.
Did your pink eye clear up?
Did my eye clear up? That's why I wanted the sunglasses. No.
What happens in Vegas does not always stay in Vegas.
No, it follows you. It follows you all the way to the Dominican Republic.
Let me start gonorrhea in the eye.
Oh, boy.
Hi, Carson.
Hey, Chad, what's up?
This is the first time I've been back on YouTube since the first auction.
Oh.
Welcome back.
Wow. Triumphant return. You heard it here first.
So,
Welcome to Unlimited.
I even got my books.
Oh,
I'm real excited about you doing your first con, and I get to watch that. I mean, I remember my first con vividly. It was in the 80s, but it was really different than they are now, way different now. There were actually comic books everywhere, and there was no anything else going on. But I do want to just say, if you, like you said, tag along, learn everything, or do what you want to watch us do it. There's ample opportunity to watch a lot of fun stuff. I plan on getting, I guess I'll lead into myself. Sorry.
Yeah, I can't.
I plan on
only half the people here, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to be getting sketches. I have 2 particular sketch people I'm looking to get. Both older artists. One is not George Perez. I'm really kind of looking forward to one particular who's not very famous. His name is Kevin Nolan. To me, he's famous because he did the Doctor Strange run in the 80s, and he picked it up again in the 2000s. And he has some just amazing artwork, and he's just one of the Doctor Strange guys. I have a book ready for him to sign, the last one he did of that issue of the first of the volume 3 or 4 from the 1980s. Then I'm probably going to get Dave Dorman, who's a famous Star Wars guy, to do Vader holding the Infinity Gauntlet, which is kind of like my thing. Debating on that. Dave Dorman is the guy who I've talked to before about doing sketches, and he's reasonable and he's fun, and he's done many Star Wars covers. And then I'm going to ask Cat Ren, I'm going to ask a few other people to introduce me to somebody to where I can, let's pick somebody's brain, and I'm just going to say, draw for me. Because following week I do have Planet Comic-Con, and I'm going to get Olivier Coipel to do a Thor for me. I'm trying to work that out right now. Have you ever met him, Carson?
Yeah, once. He's really nice.
Yeah, he's really nice. And I kind of reached out to his handler, who I bought books from and I've dealt with before. And literally, I bought books from him. We bought books from each other. I never knew he was his handler. He goes, I'm going to be at both. So we're going to run into each other. Actually, a lot of the CGC forum page knows I'm going, and they want to meet me and meet the elephant collector, as they call it, which I'm known as, which is kind of cool because anytime a book comes up, it's an elephant. They're like, hey, we'll let you get first dibs on this. And it works out because you can walk away with an 8.0 for good price. So from 1945. But I'm working on that. I do have a list of books I'm going for. I have my top 6 of the hard ones to find. I made pictures of it, and I'll share it to people. But just to give you an idea, I'm looking for 1 big book and 3 or 4 mini books. What I would say, big book being, I would say a Grail minus, because I don't really have any Grails left. I do like Voodoo 11 to me is a Grail, but if I find that there, I'm going to end up getting a Rula 12, which is just a great cover. But that's exactly what I'm going to plan on doing. Do a lot of golden shopping with a lot of the fellas, sitting there, going through some stuff with Mr. Legend, having a good time, trying to pull people together. One dealer, I know Dale Roberts is there, and he kind of reached out to me and says, I'm bringing some books for your friends. I said, which means that he's bringing his Golden Age collection, and he's pretty well known. So it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. And of course, I will be cosplaying on Saturday afternoon, and it is a surprise, and I guarantee it'll shock a few, but it'll be funny. It'll be good. But that and karaoke, doing a duet with Chad probably. I think you and I can totally, Islands in the Stream is a song that just comes back to, anything we're interested in, anything we can do right now. I got gonorrhea in my eye. It's a great song. we could sing that too. So
Is
it'll
anybody
be
else
fun.
cosplaying, or is it just JD?
No.
I think Kat and Mark are doing something.
So I was going to cosplay and be part of Kat and Mark's final the final piece.
Brave souls.
But my helmet arrived, and needless to say, Red Hood is dead.
Oh.
My helmet was just absolutely destroyed. So I'm a little bummed
Did it
out.
come destroyed?
What's that? No, it came destroyed.
Oh.
So I sent it back. I'm still gonna take my gear just in case I can find a helmet out there.
There are plenty of prop people there, so
I am like absolutely. So there's a little tiny theme park in my neck of the woods, and it's called Kennywood. Supposedly, it's like the oldest theme park in the world. Right? It's like over 100 years old. And when we were little, we always had Kennywood Day. And Kennywood Day, everybody would get so that nobody could sleep the night before, right? Supposedly, it's like
Who's watching?
That's John.
God damn it, John! You can't hear us.
Sorry, I'm trying to hear chat. I can't even hear him, so I'm trying to like figure it out. I'm lip reading here.
Sorry. I actually feel like I'm going to Kennywood because I am absolutely stoked, and like I think a lot of people know this, but I'm not a actual collector. I read every single comic and I just put them in a box. I'm more excited
After the bathtub.
Yeah, and well, my wife reads them in the bathtub. I am more excited about, and a lot of this has to do with Jace or Comics Misexplained. I had the best time of my life in Baltimore with that man.
Oh, we had a blast, man. That was awesome.
and just to get to know you guys and on a personal level, I mean, we don't get to we don't physically interact, but when you get that opportunity, I am so looking forward to talking to you guys because I talk to you guys almost on a daily basis, and you all are such genuine great guys, and I mean, this Comics Unlimited show is absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to see Rob. I'm actually I made a poster to I'm sorry, the Great Legend. I made a poster today. It said, "Great Legend, congratulations on getting out of jail." And I'm gonna hold it up while he gets off his plane. And no, I just wanted to tell you guys, you guys on the show are doing a fantastic job. I love watching you guys, and I just can't wait to hang out with all of you. Hopefully someday, John, I get to out on the West Coast. I'm sorry.
Great. He said
John
that
can't.
great.
Yeah,
So John can't hear me, so he's playing the Bueller part. That's pretty cool.
John, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you in chat. And
Carson said he's very excited to go out to the West Coast and hang out with you.
Maybe cuddle. I don't know.
And he wants to know, can he stay on the couch?
The couch is always open.
Don't fart on the pillow.
Always
Sweet.
welcome.
Me and my CPAP machine are there.
GPAP machine.
Yeah, the GPAP.
CPAP.
Well, I'm gonna duck out here, guys, because I got to get over to my show. Plus, I can only hear 2/3 of the group, anyways. But I wanted to do a quick
just a good 2/3
section. What's that?
Just a good 2/3.
I wanted to throw out a little shout out to a show called Direct Edition. They dropped a trailer just recently. It's going to include some really great comic community people like Comic Books NYC, Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson, Bake the Snake, Soldier Only, Fuchsia Only. They're all going to be doing a show together, and they set up a new channel just for their show. So if you go to any of those guys' channels, they have the trailer on their channel already loaded, and then you can then link over to this new channel, which I believe is just called Direct Edition. So you can sub up to them, but it's going to be a weekly show that they will do together Sundays at 5:30. So Pacific, sorry. So definitely check into them, and I hope everybody has a great night. And I'm sorry to be ducking out early like I always do, but thanks so much, Comic Core.
We love you, John, so much.
We got there. Yep, already
Handsome
subbing up.
man.
I think they've already got like 40 subs or something.
I just gave him 31.
There you go. Do it up.
Those Beanie Babies?
All right, everybody.
They do
Have a
Beanie
nice
Baby
night.
show.
Enjoy the core.
All right,
Good one,
thank
John.
you, John. Thank you very much.
Later, man. Beanie Babies.
So,
That is
Can't
one of
wait
the
to watch
nice. That is literally one of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life.
John's awesome.
I just wish I could be nice like that.
that.
so more on the C2E2 pre-show and everything else. Anybody plan on Carson? I'm really interested in. Are you gonna? What's your main outside of meeting? Us.
Yeah.
Group. Outside of that, what's your quest?
Oh man, like this is gonna be like one of the most overwhelming, awesome experiences of my life. I think not only like I'm looking forward to meeting you guys. I'm gonna take off tomorrow and hopefully be in Chicago tomorrow afternoon. Once I hit the show floor, I'm gonna try to get some stuff signed. Obviously, I'm actually shout out to Joker 68. Unfortunately, because of his health, he can't make it to a lot of cons. So I'm gonna try to get some stuff signed for him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go get some stuff hopefully from Art Germ Forum, Lucio Perillo, Clayton Crane, Jason
Be in line
Babak.
with you.
Yeah, so my goal is to get some stuff signed for him. I got 2 commissions hopefully waiting on me. All I gotta do is drop off my book from a couple artists. They're both relatively unknown, I'd say. One's actually the colorist for Leviathan that John Lehman works on. I found out. I didn't even know he was the colorist, but his rates were really, really cheap and affordable for full body. So I'm like, yeah, I'll try it out. I'd like to try to get that Stephanie Hahn's commission still, but I think that's going to be a busy one. But she doesn't charge that much.
She's reasonable. She's reasonable.
Yeah. So I might run there first as soon as the show floor opens.
That's good.
But yeah, usually once I hit up Artist Alley, try to scope out everything I can over there. Do the KRS the Scorpion booth because they're gonna have signings.
I'll be doing there.
Yeah,
that's where Lucio Perillo is going to be at.
Scorpion.
Yes,
I have that book for him. Huge shout out. My shout out is real easy. It's going to be the Chuck Load of Comics.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
It's
Absolutely.
going to do booth 1876 will be base camp for and everybody who's the YouTuber that wants to do this. Come meet us there. I'm sure there's going to be a massive amount of people there. He's got interviews. He's got a wine tasting with Dave Mustaine from Megadeth, who I thought quit drinking, but maybe we can, have him there. My niece actually works with him, so it's kind of funny, ironic. And then he's got an interview with the guys from Collider. I think he's got a Power Ranger or two. I mean, he just check out watch his. I mean, literally, it's a 10-minute of the most intense 10 minutes, and he's got such a wonderful radio voice. I'll be honest with you, his voice. It sounds like we're gonna have a great time, and we're gonna get a lot of people there. And we're gonna do a lot of shout outs, a lot of live broadcasting, a lot of fun stuff. I mean, I just can't say that. Thank you to Chuck Load of Comics for helping us get together and really being the host of C2E2 for us. You really are. Yeah. Thank you very much.
And I spoke to Chuck this week, and I told him, I said, dude, I said, Miss Explain and I, we kind of learned how to do this down in Baltimore. So we're going to be passing out cards on Thursday and Friday, and we're going to be hustling. And we might even, like, I don't know, chloroform.
At least you're Silverstone.
Yeah.
Maybe, just saying, if it happens, it happens.
It happens. And it might be not at his booth. It might be in an alley. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll
figure it out.
Artist Alley.
Yeah.
Yeah, also shout out to the Blaster Sasha crew who we're excited to hang out with. We hung with them last year also in Baltimore. Be safe out there, Spectacular Spider Grandpa and Pocan Joe on the road. I see you guys are driving and drinking and texting, so hope to see you there. Be careful.
He did say at one point, he goes, we're getting on the highway. It's like a freeway. So we just go straight. I can put it on cruise control and drink.
Oh man,
I love it. Those guys are wild. Looking forward to partying again with them. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah,
I'll be there about 10 o'clock tomorrow night.
Let me show that.
Yeah, I'll be there Friday.
Yeah, tomorrow night I'll be there at 10 p.m. I'll meet you. I'll be at that hotel bar.
So has anybody announced the other person that's going to be there with us?
I was waiting to see if he was gonna. I mean, I could say it. You want me to say it? Rockin' JB himself.
He got my press pass, so he's going.
We will be discovered.
Oh snap!
C2E2.
Discovery Bay.
Yes.
What's up?
Rockin'
Cool.
JB will be there. I'm very, very excited to see him there. Very excited to see everybody. Great legend. I mean, everybody there. But it's really nice that we're going to have some of the people that have made our channels and made our shows and made our own little world that we have better. And combined with the experience we're going to have with Chuck's booth, Discovery Bay. I mean, it really is going to be. It's going to be the monument. I will say this is the YouTube event of the year.
Oh, for sure. Chad, are we going to do a big Comic Core stream on Friday?
So we are going live every day
from the precinct. I mean, from the
yeah. No. We are definitely going live. I know Legend and I talked with last night. I think we're gonna go live tomorrow night from our house, and then we're gonna go nuts there. And Miss Explain, if you're not there, dude,
I'll be there.
I plan on stopping by the house several times. I'm staying at a different hotel a little bit away from everybody because that's
I'm staying downtown.
The house was actually on Law and Order SVU.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a 99.9% chance that I wouldn't take a black light to that house at any point this week.
Dun, dun.
But these cats, I mean, you guys are doing an awesome job. I just wanted to jump on. I
appreciate that.
We were at the hospital. So we had a emergency today. So hopefully that all works out. But you guys, I am absolutely stoked. Can't wait to meet all of you. I mean, shit, Carson, we've been talking for
24 hours from now.
Over a year.
Yeah.
Multiple times a week. I literally called you last year when you were going to Cincinnati. And I was like,
oh, yeah. Luckily, I wasn't going to Cincinnati.
I'm like, oh, my God, are you at that Cincinnati Comic-Con? And he was like, no. And I'm like, thank God. Somebody just shot somebody right outside the door.
Like, I'm at a half-price books. Like, find anything good? I'm like, no.
Like, I got to go, Chad. Bye. And JD.
I can't wait.
Yes,
I cannot wait to meet you. You are getting
fun.
The biggest Mario Lemieux hug ever.
Careful, I might break your wrist along with you.
But guys, from Spectre, Misexplained, I love you guys to death. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. I got to run because I haven't packed shit. So
yeah, me either.
Yeah,
I'll be there Friday. I'm flying in Friday, so I'll see you guys Friday.
It's literally what I'm going to do after we get off here. I got a lot of packing to do, and
I got to pack as well.
Jason, when you get in town, when you fly in, give me a call because if I rent a car, I can come pick you up.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I'll let you know for sure. Thank you.
All right, I'll see you guys. Good night.
Take it easy.